Before we jump into today's anime, let me tell you this. If you've never watched this series before, by the end of this video, you'll understand why millions of fans absolutely love it. This isn't just another magic anime. It's one of the greatest underdog stories ever told. The story opens with the colossal skull of an ancient demon. Standing proudly on top of it is the statue of the first wizard king, the legendary hero who sacrificed everything to defeat the monster and save humanity. Near the demon's remains stands a small countryside church. One peaceful morning, the church's father discovers two newborn babies abandoned at the front gate. Realizing they're orphans with nowhere else to go, he takes them in and raises them as his own. The babies have their names written on their clothes. One of them is quiet, calm, and naturally gifted. His name is Yuno. The other is loud, energetic, and constantly getting into trouble. And yes, that's our main character, Asta. 15 years later, nothing has changed. Asta is still hopelessly in love with Sister Lily. He confidently kneels in front of her and says, "When I become the Wizard King, I'll make you the happiest woman alive. So please marry me." Sister Lily doesn't even hesitate. "No, I've already told you hundreds of times. I can't marry you." But Asta refuses to accept defeat. He keeps begging and begging until Sister Lily finally loses her patience. Using water magic, she launches a powerful punch that sends Asta flying across the churchyard, knocking him unconscious. Moments later, she rushes over with a worried expression. "Asta, are you all right?" Just then, the other children from the church burst into laughter. "Nice one, Sister Lily. Every time he proposes, just hit him with another water punch." As if nothing happened, Asta suddenly jumps back to his feet and immediately starts chasing Sister Lily again. Before he can get anywhere near her, Yuno calmly steps in and effortlessly knocks Asta down using his magic. Asta angrily gets back up. "Why do you always get between me and Sister Lily?" Without changing his expression, Yuno replies, "Because you're too loud, you're too short, you're not very bright, and most importantly, Sister Lily is a nun. Nuns don't get married. How do you still not understand that?" That instantly sets Asta off. "Fine, then fight me. Right here, right now." Yuno sighs. "No thanks. I don't feel like wasting my time." Asta smirks. "What's wrong? Scared?" Before Yuno can answer, a younger boy named Max steps forward. "How can you seriously believe you could ever beat Yuno?" Asta turns toward him. "Kid, what's your problem? I'm older than you. Show me some respect." Max doesn't hold back. "Respect? Why would I respect someone who's already 15 years old and still can't use magic?" And that's the biggest problem. In this world, magic is everything. People use magic to fight, to work, and even for everyday chores. Everyone is born with magical power. Everyone except Asta. He possesses absolutely zero magic. Maybe not with magic, but can Yuno do this? He suddenly drops to the ground and begins doing lightning-fast crunches. Being muscular won't make you the Wizard King. The Wizard King is the strongest mage, not the strongest bodybuilder. Asta quietly walks away and sits alone. Seeing this, Sister Lily gently walks over and comforts him. "Don't lose hope, Asta. In just a few days, you'll receive your grimoire. Once that happens, you'll be able to use magic too." Hearing this, Asta's face lights up. He stands back up and says, "Just wait, Sister Lily. I'm going to get the best grimoire in the world. I'll train harder than anyone, become the strongest, and one day I'll become the Wizard King." In this world, a grimoire is a magical book marked with 3 leaves, and everyone receives one when they turn 15 years old. Once a person gets a grimoire, their magical power increases dramatically, and they can use powerful magic spells. Asta excitedly tells Yuno, "When I get my grimoire, let's train together again, just like we did when we were kids. We'll become incredibly strong together." But Yuno silently walks away, acting as if Asta isn't even worth considering as a rival. Asta feels hurt, but he leaves without saying anything. Sister Lily later tells Yuno, "You shouldn't treat Asta like that." Yuno calmly replies, "As long as I'm here, Asta will never become the Wizard King." Sister Lily assumes Asta must have gone somewhere to cry. But Asta isn't crying at all. He's secretly training even harder, determined to become stronger and make his dream come true. A few days later, Asta, Yuno, and all the other children who have turned 15 arrive at the Grimoire Tower to receive their grimoires. Asta is overflowing with excitement because he believes he'll finally be able to use magic and stand on equal footing with Yuno. Some noble children begin mocking Asta and Yuno for being poor. Just then, the master of the Grimoire Tower appears and welcomes everyone. He casts a spell, and grimoires begin flying through the air toward their owners. Everyone receives a grimoire, except Asta. Asta looks around nervously and asks, "Is my grimoire late? Where is it?" The entire hall bursts into laughter. Then suddenly, a four-leaf grimoire flies toward Yuno. Everyone is shocked. A four-leaf grimoire is incredibly rare, and legends say that the first Wizard King possessed one. Yuno catches the grimoire and declares, "I will become the next Wizard King." The crowd immediately begins praising him, but Asta refuses to stay silent. He points at Yuno and shouts, "No, I'm the one who will become the next Wizard King." Once again, everyone laughs at him, and Yuno simply walks away. Later, Asta sits alone in the forest, hanging upside down from a tree. He feels disappointed. Not only does he have no magic, but he didn't even receive a grimoire. Even so, he clenches his fists and says, "So what if I didn't get a grimoire? I'll keep training and one day I'll become the Wizard King. Yuno, I am your rival and I'll prove it." At that moment, two noble boys who were jealous of Yuno confront him and say, "How can a poor guy like you receive a four-leaf grimoire when we nobles couldn't?" One of them launches a magic attack, trying to destroy Yuno's grimoire. But Yuno effortlessly blocks the attack without even using his grimoire, leaving both boys stunned. Suddenly, magical chains appear and bind the two nobles. A mysterious man steps out of the shadows and says, "Are you fools? Do you have any idea how valuable a four-leaf grimoire is?" Yuno asks, "Who are you?" The man smirks and replies, "My name is Snake, and I'm here for that grimoire." With his chain magic, Snake captures Yuno and steals the four-leaf grimoire. Yuno warns him, "Only the original owner can use a grimoire." Snake laughs and says, "I know, but on the black market, this grimoire is worth a fortune. Sorry, Yuno, but your dream of becoming the Wizard King ends today." Just then, Asta arrives. He stumbles and falls, embarrassing himself, but quickly gets back up and sees Yuno captured. Yuno tells him, "Run away, Asta. He's far too strong." But Asta steps forward and says, "Give Yuno's grimoire back right now." The thief smirks. "Oh, aren't you that pathetic loser who couldn't even receive a grimoire?" He bursts into laughter, mocking Asta without a shred of respect. Without another word, Asta charges straight toward the thief. Seeing this, Yuno immediately shouts, "Asta, don't fight him!" But Asta refuses to listen. The thief instantly fires a powerful magical attack. Thanks to his intense physical training, Asta narrowly dodges the attack and slips behind his opponent, ready to throw a devastating punch. But just before his fist connects, magical chains suddenly shoot out and wrap tightly around his body, stopping him completely. The thief wastes no time. He unleashes another devastating spell, brutally beating Asta and leaving him badly injured. As Asta struggles to breathe, a single thought runs through his mind. He's just a thief. So how can someone like him be this powerful? If an ordinary thief is this strong, then just how powerful must the Wizard King really be? The thief slowly walks toward him with a cruel smile on his face. Looking down at the injured boy, he says, "Open your eyes, kid. Even if you had 100 lifetimes, you'd never be able to defeat me." Covered in wounds and barely able to move, Asta clenches his fists. Deep down, he can't help but think, maybe he's right. No matter how hard I train, no matter how strong I make my body, maybe I'll never be able to defeat him. The thief lets out a cruel laugh. He tightens the magical chains around Asta and says, "My chains can measure how much magic a person has. And do you know what I found? You don't have even a single drop of magic." He continues mocking Asta. "That's exactly why you never received a grimoire. Forget becoming the Wizard King. You're nothing but a pathetic loser." Those words hit Asta harder than any spell ever could. For the first time in his life, he begins to doubt himself. He's right. I don't have magic. I don't even have a grimoire. So how could someone like me ever become the Wizard King? Asta is on the verge of giving up. But then, a familiar voice echoes across the battlefield. It's Yuno. He shouts at the top of his lungs, "You're wrong." Everyone turns toward him. Yuno looks straight at Asta and says, "I know Asta won't become the Wizard King." For a brief second, Asta's heart sinks. Then Yuno continues with a confident smile. Because I'm going to become the Wizard King. But don't you dare call Asta a loser. He's my rival, and he possesses a power that no amount of magic can ever replace. The power to never give up. The moment those words reach Asta, it's as if life returns to his body. The fire inside him reignites. His eyes fill with determination once again. A powerful and mysterious energy suddenly begins swirling around him. The thief instinctively takes a step back. Asta slowly stands up. Looking at Yuno, he says, "Don't worry, Yuno. I won't let this guy take your grimoire, even if it costs me my life." And then, something unbelievable happens. Out of nowhere, a grimoire comes flying toward Asta. But this isn't an ordinary grimoire. It's a 5-leaf grimoire, a legendary grimoire so rare that only one exists in the entire world, even rarer than Yuno's 4-leaf grimoire. In this world, there are 3 types of grimoires. Most people receive a 3-leaf grimoire, which grants ordinary magical abilities. A 4-leaf grimoire is incredibly rare and symbolizes exceptional talent, blessed with extraordinary magic and incredible luck. But above them all exists the mysterious 5-leaf grimoire, a grimoire said to house a devil. At long last, Asta finally receives his own grimoire. Seeing this, Yuno smiles. "I knew it, Asta. You're the kind of person who can turn the impossible into reality, just like you did when we were kids." The story then flashes back to their childhood. Back then, Yuno was a timid little boy. He cried over the smallest things and was constantly bullied. But no matter what happened, Asta was always there. He protected Yuno like an older brother, standing in front of him whenever danger appeared. One day, Sister Lily gathered the children and told them the legend of the first Wizard King. Long ago, a terrifying demon attacked the kingdom, bringing destruction and despair wherever it went. The entire world was on the brink of ruin. Then, a young mage appeared. Armed with a rare 4-leaf grimoire, he stood alone against the demon. The battle lasted for days, but in the end, he defeated the monster, restored peace to the kingdom, and became the greatest mage in history, the first Wizard King. Inspired by that legendary story, both Asta and Yuno made a promise to each other. One day, they would become the Wizard King. As evening falls, Father walks over to Yuno with a letter in his hand. Handing it to him, he says, "There's a man living outside the village. Can you deliver this to him?" Before Yuno can answer, Asta excitedly steps forward. "I'll go." But Yuno gently shakes his head. "No, I'll do it myself." Without another word, Yuno leaves the church alone. After successfully delivering the letter, he starts making his way back home. By now, the sky has turned dark. Back at the church, Asta begins to worry. Yuno's taking longer than usual. Meanwhile, on the lonely road back, a huge man suddenly blocks Yuno's path. The stranger notices the pendant around Yuno's neck and rips it away by force. Yuno desperately reaches out. "Please, give it back. It's the only thing my parents left me." The man lets out a cruel laugh. "Get lost, kid, unless you want to die." Hearing those words, Yuno freezes. Fear takes over. Tears begin rolling down his face. For the first time, he feels completely helpless. But then, a familiar voice echoes, "Hey, get your hands off him!" It's Asta. Without thinking twice, he rushes toward the man and grabs him. The giant casually throws Asta several feet away. But Asta immediately gets back up, runs right back, and grabs him again. Watching from the side, Yuno can't understand what he's seeing. Asta knows he can't beat this guy. Then why won't he stop fighting? The man begins brutally beating Asta. Every punch leaves another wound. Blood covers his body. Yet, Asta refuses to let go. No matter how many times he's hit, he keeps holding onto the man while screaming, "Give Yuno's pendant back." Eventually, the man realizes this kid isn't normal. Annoyed by Asta's unbelievable determination, he throws the pendant onto the ground and walks away. The moment the danger disappears, Asta collapses from his injuries. Yuno rushes over, tears streaming down his face. "I'm sorry, you got hurt because of me." Even while covered in wounds, Asta smiles. "Don't worry, I'll always protect you." The flashback fades, returning us to the present. A strange black aura begins pouring out of Asta's grimoire. Then, A massive black sword slowly emerges from its pages. The thief stares in complete shock. Where did that grimoire come from? What is this? Without wasting another second, he launches another magical attack. This time, Asta doesn't dodge. He simply swings his sword. The instant the blade touches the spell, every magical chain disappears, as if the magic itself had been erased. The thief's eyes widen. How? How did you cancel my magic? Who are you? Asta points his sword straight at him. The next second, he charges forward. With a single overwhelming strike, the thief is defeated instantly. Yuno watches everything with a proud smile. Asta excitedly runs over to him. Look, Yuno! I finally got my grimoire. Yuno smiles back. You saved me once again, Asta. Asta smiles. Yeah. The story then introduces the current Wizard King. Along with the legendary 9 magic knight squads, the strongest mages in the Clover Kingdom after the Wizard King himself. Their duty is simple: protect the kingdom and maintain peace. To join one of these elite squads, every young mage must first pass the Magic Knight's entrance exam. And that's exactly what Asta and Yuno are now training for. Meanwhile, Father and Sister Lily pay a visit to the master of the Grimoire Tower. Confused, Father asks, "Why did you register Asta for the entrance exam alongside Yuno? He doesn't even have magic. There's no way he can pass." The Tower Master smiles. "Asta showed me his grimoire. He begged me to give him a chance, so I accepted his request." Still worried, Father asks one final question. "Then tell me, what exactly is Asta's grimoire? Is it even a real grimoire?" The Tower Master's smile slowly disappears. His expression becomes serious. "I can't reveal everything, but I can tell you this. That grimoire will one day drag Asta into a battle that will change the fate of this entire world." Meanwhile, Asta and Yuno are racing each other all the way back to the church. Neither of them is willing to lose. The finish is so close that everyone calls it a tie. Asta immediately asks, "Come on, tell us who won." Without hesitation, Max answered, "Yuno." Asta folds his arms. "Not so fast. The race isn't over until someone reaches the church first." He sprints toward the entrance. But at the very last second, Yuno casually uses his wind magic. A powerful gust sends Asta flying through the air. While Asta crashes into the ground, Yuno calmly walks into the church. Another victory for him. The next morning, Asta is already back outside, pushing his body to its limit. While he's training, Max quietly walks over. Without warning, he says, "You're an idiot." Asta immediately stops. "Seriously? You came all the way here just to insult me?" Max looks him straight in the eyes. "You don't even have magic. How can you honestly believe you'll pass the Magic Knight's entrance exam?" Asta confidently lifts his grimoire. A smile appears on his face. "That was true before. Now I have my own grimoire. I'm definitely going to pass the exam and one day become the wizard." Before he can finish, Max cuts him off. "Enough already. Every single day it's Wizard King this, Wizard King that. Don't you get it? People like us are poor. We're weak. Dreams like ours never come true." Asta slowly walks toward him. His expression suddenly becomes serious. Then he shouts with absolute conviction, "That's not true. If you believe in your dream with all your heart, if you're willing to sacrifice everything for it, then no dream is impossible." Those words hit Max harder than he expected. For the first time, he sees something different in Asta. Maybe this loud, stubborn kid isn't a loser after all. That evening, Father prepares a huge feast for everyone. The mood is cheerful, but deep down, everyone knows this might be the beginning of a brand new chapter. Before the night ends, Father calls Asta over. Looking at him with concern, he says, "Asta, if you don't pass the exam, don't blame yourself. Just come back home. This church will always be your family." Asta laughs. Then he looks at Father and asks, "You're going to tell Yuno the same thing too, right?" Father doesn't answer, because he already knows Yuno has almost no chance of failing. The only one he's worried about is Asta. Seeing Father's silence, Asta smiles confidently. "Don't worry. I'll pass the Magic Knight's entrance exam. Then I'll become the Wizard King. Come back here and finally marry Sister Lily." The moment those words leave his mouth, Sister Lily knocks him flat with another water magic punch. The next morning finally arrives. It's time for Asta and Yuno to leave. Everyone from the church gathers outside to wish them good luck. As the two prepare to depart, Max suddenly speaks. You don't have to say goodbye to Asta. He'll probably be back in a few days after failing the exam anyway. Then, after a brief pause, he looks at Asta seriously. But if you somehow manage to pass, then maybe people like us really can achieve our dreams. And if that's true, I'll work hard and become a magic knight too. Asta smiles with complete confidence. Then you'd better start training now. With those words, the two lifelong rivals finally leave the village and begin the journey toward the Magic Knight's entrance exam. After a long journey, Asta and Yuno finally arrive at the Magic Knight's examination arena, a place where their destinies are about to change forever. But will Asta finally prove everyone wrong? Will both of them become Magic Knights? We'll find out in the next episode.